Hello Riding people, doing something a bit different today, fitting a 7-inch screen to my bike that'll run Apple CarPlay. There's been a few on the market and they've really improved in recent times, and this company has sent me one to try out. I did receive it free of charge, but I'm under no obligation to give it a good review, and I don't receive any kind of kickback from referral code. So I'll give you my honest opinion, and we'll see how we get on. Let's have a look at it. Alright, this is the Lamtto waterproof motorcycle CarPlay device, and it has two Bluetooth modules, so you can connect it to your intercom system, your Cardo or Senna, for instance, and you can also connect it to your phone, and via your phone you can use it to take calls, listen to music, and of course use it for navigation via apps that work with Apple CarPlay, such as Waze, for instance. I believe also My Route app and KLIM and possibly Scenic also do CarPlay compatible applications, so you're not just stuck with one or the other. Although if you just want to go from A to B, I always find Waze is the best. And this is a IP67 waterproof rating. It's got a touch screen, so you can use it with your smart gloves, and yeah, I'm excited to try this out, see how it goes. So let's open up the box and see what you get inside. Okay, so inside the box there is a useful CarPlay user manual with actual well worded instructions and screenshots to help you navigate the main interface and the CarPlay connectivity for Android Auto connectivity. Also how to Bluetooth to your phone if you're not familiar with that. They also provide some cable ties, so you can tie up the power cable neatly, and thoughtfully have provided a spanner and a couple of nuts and bolts and a small Phillips head screwdriver. And here is the power cable itself, which will just connect to the positive and negative terminals of your battery.
In actual fact, if you just wire the CarPlay device directly to your battery leads, it's going to be permanently powered, so when you turn the ignition off, it's not going to turn off. So you actually need to wire it into a live feed somewhere on the bike, and you can get your friendly local mechanic to do that for you, or if you're capable yourself, you just find a live feed somewhere and just feed in the positive and neutral, and then it will be live with the ignition. You turn the ignition on, it will come on. You turn the ignition off, it will go off. However, if you're kind of somewhere in between a mechanic and somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing, you can always get a Haptik Thunderbox, and personally that's what I would recommend you do. So they're available directly from Haptik, and essentially it's just this little box with a positive and a negative. You just take your battery off or disconnect the leads from your bike to the battery terminals and fit these two terminals, put your your bolts to the terminals back on the bike, and this is wired in, and you'll notice it's got like two little boxes attached to it, each with 5 kind of finger clamps, and essentially one of those is the live and one of those is the neutral. So all you have to do essentially is then feed in the live and the neutral from your CarPlay device or any other device or applications that you want to run that need power, such as a phone or something, you can put the live and the neutral directly into those finger followers. They clamp down, and then the device will be powered by default after the engine has started, and then when you turn the bike off, they'll remain on for a few seconds, and then they will eventually turn themselves off. So it's a nice and easy way to add and remove devices without having to wire into a live circuit. You just connect that to your battery, you sell the bike, you just disconnect it from the battery. Simple as that.
And of course here is the this will just screw into the power cable, but this is the main event here, and this is a really nice big screen, basically. Very nice. So that will bolt onto the bracket, which they've also supplied. It's a nice kind of ram bracket with a U-bar to clamp to your handlebars, and then you can turn this upper part, this upper arm, you can turn it to whatever angle you like, put the ball mount in, and get it mounted to suit you the best. So they've thoughtfully even provided this sunscreen protector, so that will be kind of interesting to see whether we get much glare off the screen, whether this shade actually does its job of keeping a little bit of the sun and reflection off of the screen. So looking forward to fitting it on the bike and trying it out, but it's nicely packaged and everything is there. So let's get it wired into the bike and clamped to the bike handlebars and see how we get on.
In 1785, Scots language poet Robert Burns wrote, "To a mouse on turning her up in her nest with the plough." This was a very famous poem, and it carried the very famous line, "The best laid schemes of mice and men go oft awry." In other words, with all the best planning in the world, things can still go wrong. And if you're used to vlogging, used to creating videos, you'll know that sooner or later you're going to have an audio problem where your microphone, for whatever reason, isn't going to talk to your camera. And such was the case today, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do a voiceover for this video, and apologies for that. However, it's kind of good because it's given me time to kind of really think about the product and provide a bit more constructive feedback. So here we are on my driveway, just about to pull away. I could have mounted the screen a little bit better. I have a lot mounted to this bike, unfortunately. I've got a Zumo up in the behind the screen there. I've got a quad lock anti-vibration on the left hand side, and actually behind this Lamtto Carplay unit I've actually got a Beeline clamp as well. Probably should have fitted it to my other bike in hindsight, but it is what it is. It's just really for demonstration purposes. I just wanted to get a feel for it, but if it was your bike, you'd probably mount it a little bit better than this. So one thing I'm immediately noticing is just how much real estate you've got. It's kind of big and bright, the display, compared with the small icons you see on my iPhone to the left, and that's a big Max Pro iPhone 16. You just have a lot more real estate, and we're going under kind of shady trees here, in and out of daylight. There's a lot of reflection. It's hard to read the iPhone, but the TFT is remaining pretty clear, basically, on the CarPlay unit. So that's a win for a start. So you can see that there is no real latency when moving from screen to screen in CarPlay. It's obviously getting all the applications from my iPhone. I've just gone into my contacts there. Nice and easy to use your phone. Music. I could just hit play there, and because it's linked to my Cardo unit, I can hear music nice and clearly. And yeah, that's really very, very quick. I was very impressed with the interface. You can see how quick we're toggling between the applications there. Phone again, and come straight back out. You can obviously listen to your music, make phone calls, and use it for navigation purposes, etc. And any real applications supported for your needs that are CarPlay compliant are going to be on here. So things like Waze, of course, is if you're just going from A to B, that's supported on here and will run. If you want more tailored routes because you're touring, you can use something like the My Route app, or I believe Scenic and Kalimoto are also CarPlay compatible. You'd have to check on the websites, but certainly the My Route app version, which I think is called Next, works with CarPlay. So you can effectively go to their website, create a GPX route file bespoke for your touring vacation, download it to your phone, and the application will come up in CarPlay. You just load the route, and you're good to go. You have a nice big screen to look at rather than a small phone or a small device. So I've just selected home in the Waze application on my iPhone, and TFT is directed me out of this cul-de-sac, and it's telling me I need to turn left, which is in line with the iPhone, which it should be because it's effectively mirroring it from the iPhone. But the iPhone doesn't need to be mounted to your handlebars, of course. It can be stuffed away in your pocket, and phones are expensive these days. It's easy to leave them on the bike and have them stolen, or if you've got an older one, if you get caught out in the rain, they're not waterproof. So it's kind of nice to be able to put it in your pocket, keep the bars that little bit less cluttered with the phone, and you can still run your Waze or your My Route app Next, or any navigation device application rather. You should be able to mirror in CarPlay. But this is doing exactly what it says on the tin. It's starting to direct me back to the main road that's going to take me towards my home. And you can see, even though the camera is set quite some distance from the screen, which is mounted at the same distance as the iPhone, you can see how much clearer it is on that big screen. The real estate is just nice and intuitive to have your map on there, and the directions are nice and big at the top of the screen. I like the little sunshade that they've thoughtfully provided, and nickel and dimed you for extra money for that. That's fitted as standard. You don't even need to fit it to it. It's actually physically fitted to it as standard, and I think it might help shut down a little bit of glare at certain angles. Other angles not so much, but at least it's not a massive peak that kind of looks ugly or anything. It actually kind of complements the bike quite well. So again, we're going in and out of shaded areas, and it's the sun's coming out. It's getting nice and bright, and getting far less reflective glare off the screen than my phone. It's also more solidly mounted. As you can see, my phone is kind of wobbling around because you have to have them on the anti-vibration mounts these days, because otherwise you'll destroy the cameras, of course. But the GPS devices and CarPlay devices can be that little bit more solidly mounted, and as you can see there, you can just toggle between applications on the fly very easily. So if you want to go to your music, or you want to answer phone call, or look at your text message, or and then flick back to your directions, you can, of course. There's other ways of controlling those applications with your digital assistants as well, of course, but it's nice that it's mirrored on the screen itself. So that's kind of nice. So for instance, you could ask your digital assistant to call your wife, for instance, and through your intercom system, it's going to talk to your phone. It's going to do that, but your phone, because it's Bluetooth to your TFT, it's going to be mirrored on the bike as well, which is really nice. So you know, if you've got an incoming call or whatever, it should pop up on the screen and you should see it nice and clearly. Or if you're making a phone call via your digital assistant, you'll still see that it's physically connected on the TFT. So I think overall, I kind of liked the device more than I was expecting to. I've been almost avoiding really reviewing these kind of CarPlay devices. I have a number of companies reached out to me, asked me to review them, but you know, I already have Zumo and Beeline and, you know, my phone, and I've done lots of kind of navigation videos and so forth on those. And that car wasn't flashing, by the way. I think that's just kind of the way the camera happened to catch that particular car. But anyway, it's close to my home now. It's directed me absolutely perfectly. It's nice and clear and leisurely, easy to see. If you've got older eyes like me that doesn't see close up too well, can see the wings on a fly at 1,000 yards, but something right under my nose I struggle with. And this is absolutely perfect. It's nice and clear. You can see exactly, you know, who's calling you, or you know what music you've got up, or you know which turn to take. So overall, I think it's a pretty good product. It's a very good price point. It's, you know, it's kind of third the price of a traditional GPS, if you like. You do get a lot of features, functionality. It's a nice big clear screen, and it's very easy to wire it into your bike, particularly if you use something like the Haptik Thunderbox, as I mentioned. So, you know, what's not to like? I think it's a very good option. And you know, check out their website, and also check out the description below. I'll put some discount links in there that you can go to their site or Amazon and get yourself one of these if that's the sort of thing that you fancy. All right, people, I hope you enjoyed this one. Good to put another video out, and I'll speak to you soon. Sayonara.